going right into the fun stuff.
We're into the shit.
Let's not waste any time. Let's just dive right into things. How's that sound, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Go right into the water,
Just Spider-Man dive into the Mephistos,
if you will.
if you will.
All right, then.
Well, why can't I get the? I can't get the shit up. We're dead. It's over. It's over. My computer's
What shit?
exploding.
Oh, God. We have a problem.
I should probably just close Photoshop. Yeah, that was not the problem. Oh, that's weird.
Well, if we can't get anything up,
we're
we at least
good.
have to get the Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home trailer up.
It's just weird that my
Gotta at least react to that.
Fucking name of the movie.
weird. Oh, we're
So
good.
are we not live?
Oh, that's what's going on. My tablet
Hi,
was.
guy.
Yeah, we're live. She's
It's our walk past.
this way. No, we're good. I forgot I have a tablet, and it was fucking with my mouse.
All right, so get going.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome to Liberty Film, episode 51. You're here with Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Today, we're going to run through all the movies that we're looking at seeing this fall. But before we get to that, let's run through some news, our thoughts on the for Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home, Not Far From Home. And we'll also recap the latest episode of Ted Lasso. All right, news. So our box office pool is essentially closed at this point. The rankings have shifted back, where I have a $8 million lead and 2 movies left, and the number 1 movie in the box office. So at this point, nothing's going to change. We'll get into a full recap about the summer box office when we do our fall box office pool in a few weeks. But just to give you an idea of what happened over the past week, Paw Patrol, Doug's pick, had a solid number 2 debut, despite debuting on Paramount. Yeah, despite debuting on Paramount Plus at the same time. So, Doug, you're about $55 million from first place, and about $50 million from second place. I'd say if you did not lose Hotel Transylvania, there's a very good chance you could have been neck and neck with JP by the end of the summer, but we couldn't predict that was going to happen, that it was going to move to the fall and now streaming. Other than that, Free Guy had the best second weekend hold of the entire summer, so that was really impressive. It's still number 1. And then as for JP, actually had 2 movies open this past weekend. But
did I though? Did I really though? Because did they really open if they made absolutely no money?
They claim that these movies were released over this past weekend, but you wouldn't know it.
No.
Based on their less than $5 million combined. Reminiscence absolutely tanked with a $2 million opening. Also opened simultaneously on HBO Max. Doug watched it, said, "Do not see." Sell.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Then The Protege.
It's not worth the price of admission, which is no dollars.
That's still a time commitment. That's what you pay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point. And then The Protege opened like $3 million. So Paw Patrol had like more than double both those 2 combined this past weekend. But yeah, and then so where we're at is 350 for myself, 342 million for JP, 295 for Doug, and 262 for Corey. Corey was also screwed because the Beatles movie moved. But like I said, yeah, I still have Candyman and Shang-Chi. So we'll talk about how everything goes probably after Shang-Chi's opening weekend, with how the summer went. All right, now let's get into the fun stuff, and that is the MCU trailers that both came out over the past week. We'll start with the Eternals, since that's the one coming out sooner, and frankly, the far less exciting one. than Spider-Man No Way Home, which we'll get to shortly. All right, guys. So this is our second look at the Eternals. We actually got an idea of what's going on this time, and not just looking at pretty pictures in movement. What did you guys think? Are you invested in this whole Celestial, Deviant, Eternals story? Or are you say not these characters not grabbing you guys so far?
I'm definitely intrigued, but I don't really know that much about the character, so it's kind of hard to get excited. But definitely intrigued. I'm more excited to see like the Celestials themselves, because they're fun. But these characters,
Why are they fun for me who has no idea anything about them?
Because they don't look fun, Corey. They don't look that fun. They look a little boring.
they're because they're obviously otherworldly beings, and they're kind of like they're like omnipotents. They just exist, and they have like crazy powers, like way more powerful than anything we've seen in any of the movies. And they dictate.
Didn't we already see a Celestial though? Wasn't that what
in
Ego
Guardians.
was? Yeah.
I'm trying to think if he's a Celestial.
I thought I remembered like
I think he
you're a
is. He might be.
Celestial, Peter.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
remember Kurt Russell talking about.
Killing his mom.
They're basically gods that control like the universe. There was one in the original Guardians that was not alive anymore, but that planet that they go to, forgot the name of it.
Yeah, wasn't that Ego? That was the planet.
Ego, the living planet?
No. In the first
Ego,
in
the Carpathian.
Nowhere?
In the first movie, yeah, nowhere. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
That was like a dead Celestial, but
Gotcha.
apparently their control, like they do everything based on what the Celestials tell us. So, or
I only
what they
remember
tell
that
them.
name because it was in the second episode of What If. Otherwise, I would have not remembered that.
Mhm. But other than that, I mean, the characters look interesting for the most part. There's some that just are kind of seem like lifeless to me. But like the actress who was already in a Marvel movie, forgot her name.
Gemma Chan.
Yeah, like the little bit we see of her, which isn't a lot. I'm just like, eh.
She seems like the leader, except for Angelina Jolie seems like the leader.
Yeah, but like she seems like she's gonna be the star, and like her and Richard Madden seem like they're the ones gonna win stars. But Angelina Jolie does look like the leader. I would agree with you on that.
You know what this
Is
Yeah, you
sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was
please.
gonna say, does Kit Harington look? Is he an Eternal? Or is he just a normal human being? Is he like
He's a normal human
guy
being.
you're? Okay, so he's the guy we're supposed to relate to, right? Because yeah, he was like,
Johnny.
what do you guys?
Everyman.
Why didn't you guys interfere with Thanos or anything else? But I wasn't sure if he had other like sort of powers.
He's
or if
a-
he's just
I think he
regular
becomes
Joe.
he becomes a hero, but he's a human.
Got it.
Like I think his character is like something Knight.
Oh, Moon Knight?
Corey,
Okay.
help me out.
Is it
No.
Moon Knight?
He's not
Because
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight's
That's
got a TV show.
That's
No idea.
Oscar. That's Oscar Isaac.
I don't know. It's fucking great. I can't wait to have more
Is there like a-
superpowered superheroes in the Marvel universe.
Is there a Black Knight? Yeah, he's Black Knight, or he becomes Black Knight.
Got it.
Thought that
Not
was
to be
Martin
confused
Lawrence.
with the Martin Lawrence movie.
Or the Dark Knight, which sounds very similar.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, boo, imposter Batman.
Yeah, I showed the trailer to my. Surprisingly, thought it looked good because he's not too like high on the MCU movies. So I thought that was interesting to get like a perspective from somebody else. I think it was a serious tone and probably like from Academy Award winning director that did it.
They're really gonna
they're-
ride that into the ground, and they're also gonna ride the Academy Award nominated Don Cheadle thing into the ground too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that this trailer, when I was watching this trailer, I said this feels like a Russian knockoff of the Avengers. This is just generic superpower A guy who's essentially Superman because he flies and has laser eyes, and then there's like they all just had really weird generic superpowers, and they looked just bland. And it looked like if they were speaking Russian, I'd be like, okay, this makes perfect sense. This is Russia's Avengers, because why not? it didn't feel like a Marvel movie. It just felt like a generic pile of
and
nice looking shit.
It definitely feels like the closest thing we'll ever get to like an art housey type superhero, like team up type movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Based
It
on
looks
like,
very different than anything
the
we've
types
seen.
of characters and the cinematography.
I don't think I've ever found myself being like, you know what I could
Craving
really
for that.
use in my life is an art house superhero
Yeah.
movie.
But
Yeah.
with all the quips that you'd expect from a MCU movie.
Yep, and probably that, muted tone, gigantic CGI battle at the end of it.
Oh God, let's hope not.
No, you know,
Really hope not.
You know it's coming. Those CGI monsters.
I know it's inevitable, especially in a team
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's like more likely than a solo one.
Yeah, and the villains look horrible, which means they're not actually the main villains because they're just
Yes.
random CGI monsters.
Agreed.
So
We were talking about
we all
that.
talked about this. Someone's bad. Someone in the team's going to betray him, and that's.
Who do you
gonna be
guys
the villain.
predict
Angelina
is the bad
Jolie,
guy?
100%.
Oh, okay.
Or
All right.
Richard Madden, maybe.
I was thinking Barry Keoghan.
Oh wow, we all have like somebody else.
It's going to be the little redheaded child thing. That's what's going to happen.
Who's like 10,000 years old.
Yeah. The fucking the redheaded child of 1,000 millennia.
Kumail Nanjiani's finger guns, though, those look pretty cool.
I guess it's just such a. It's like if you were trying to knock off a superhero. Like what's his power? He's got finger
And then
guns.
Richard Madden just looks like he has Cyclops powers, like shooting stuff out of his eyes.
Yeah, so he
Well,
flies
you can, like,
around.
fly too. I
He's
think.
super-
And flies. You're right. He
He's
flies,
Superman.
so.
He's just
That-
flying
yeah,
around
true.
with laser eyes.
Good point.
It's just like a close approximation of superheroes, and they don't really have costumes. They just wear like traditional garb.
Yeah.
He's kind of more Homelander-y though, because Homelander is the one that uses like the laser eyes all the time.
I guess, but I mean, Superman's got laser eyes. Also, when I think of laser eyes and flying, I really don't think of Homelander.
Homelander just likes to use his laser eyes.
to shoot boobs. That's his number
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, like all the characters seem kind of generic. I guess I'm kind of like in Team JP where I'm just like, I don't know. Like there's nothing about that trailer that I was like, I'm excited to see this movie.
It wasn't as snooty as the
All I
last
got-
one.
No, it definitely
Yeah.
is snooty.
It looks pretty. I mean, I can appreciate the fact that they filmed on location, and so we've got a lot of. It's not just like some CGI background where they filmed it in like Atlanta, Georgia, in some fucking
So hot.
studio. You could tell they're actually physically somewhere. That looks nice, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, the trailer we're going to talk about after this, I'm a lot more excited for.
This seems like a movie that Andy Serkis should be playing a CGI character, like the villain or something. Like
I mean, maybe he plays one of the monster
The
alien
deviants?
dogs. Yeah.
and he does everything. He's like on all fours, like rawr, doing Andy
Yeah,
Serkis
He's
things.
now
can see
director
that.
Andy Serkis.
That's true.
Hey, he is Venom 2 director Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Venom 2 director Andy Serkis.
Of the, I'm not going to spoil that yet. Spunk for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever that. I still don't
It's
remember what that
Spunk.
means.
But yeah, Eternals will be our second original MCU film this year. We got Shang-Chi coming up very soon. Reviews positive, so that's exciting. But hopefully these two can be nice solo rebounds after Black Widow. Not that Black Widow was terrible, but
It's
Could always be
pretty fucking
better.
bad.
could always be better than Black
Yeah, it
Widow.
wasn't great.
Yeah. But then, as we said, the major epic that we are all looking forward to, which comes out December 17th, I think, is Spider-Man No Way Home. We finally...
Did that trailer drop this week?
Yeah, I believe it did after
Shit.
it leaked. I don't... Right?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people saw it,
Coincidentally,
though.
less than 24 hours after it leaked.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson leaked it.
She
Remember
probably
that?
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
She could be their culprit.
Did
Um,
it have?
like-
It had someone's name plastered all over the top of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that person's in
Yeah,
some sort
some
of
one of
dungeon
them.
somewhere.
Yeah, somebody is
Yeah.
getting to be sued. Gonna have to pay a lot of money because I know the Age of Ultron leak pay a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
they were sued for a lot.
That's not good.
But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home. So as we know, at the end of Far From Home, Mysterio via J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons returning, revealed that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So it's dealing with the aftermath of that and the fact that Mysterio framed Peter Parker for murdering him. So we're dealing with all the direct implications of that, dealing with potential jail time, I guess, based on the trailers. Him getting interrogated, friends getting interrogated, family. He goes to Doctor Strange to help him with a wild idea of making everyone on Earth forget the fact that he is Spider-Man. And then because Peter Parker is Peter Parker, he talks throughout the spell, and things seem to go awry.
So awkward.
I'm not necessarily sure if we will say we get to a whole multiverse aspect of things, but is this the same sort of multiverse aspect that we're dealing with because of what happened in Loki, or is this a completely different event?
No, this seems like it's well, I don't know if I feel like it's going to be connected in some way, but it's like a different thing, a different situation. That's what I think.
It's weird.
I mean, it's super weird
weird
coincidence that everyone's talking about multiverses over the past few years. And
although, I mean, it could, if Doctor Strange isn't who he says he is, whoever he is.
Do I have to bring it up? Do I have to bring it up? Say the word, Corey. Say it. Say what's on your mind.
I don't even think that is
Say
him, Mephisto.
Ah, there we go.
But
It's back.
ding, ding, ding.
It's
I don't-
back.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but I definitely don't think that Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange.
No,
There's
he doesn't
something
seem like
off
it,
about
right? He seems
doesn't.
a little cheeky.
He wouldn't
He's
He
like
wouldn't
winking
be
at Peter
that-
Parker.
he wouldn't be that like quick to use magic like that. He just wouldn't. So there's definitely something going on there.
Kind of like a cocky guy.
Well, yeah,
Not
but
like
like
that, but-
Wong's like, Strange, don't do that spell. He's like, come on, Peter, let's go fucking do magic. And then just like winks at him and they trot down.
With time.
I
Because
know
that
we just
never
don't-
ever ends up well.
I know we just dealt with half the population disappearing a couple years ago. Let's fuck around and create some
Yeah.
more chaos,
But
just so you can like have a more convenient life.
So weird. Yeah, it definitely seems out of place. It might just be one of those things where like, how do we make this movie? And Sony's just like, fuck it. You got a magician. Bring him on in.
Like
I
he
think
was,
it has a
Yeah.
like what Doug said about him being cocky was very much a thing, like in the original Doctor Strange movie. But he seems super like zen in the Avengers movies that came after it. So like maybe at one point I could see him like just completely fucking around with magic like that. But I don't know. I'm not really buying it. And like you said with the winking, the performance, something does seem like
off.
just off.
What if he's a variant of Strange? Evil Strange.
He could be.
I mean,
and he's-
J. Jonah
They're
Jameson
not
already
gonna
lives in the
introduce variants.
And
J.
he-
Jonah
could be
Jameson
very-
already lives in the world, so
And then you like he comes in and he imprisons regular Doctor Strange and he's like cheeky, I do what I fucking want, Doctor Strange.
It could, yeah.
it could. We could
There-
already
Did
be
you
in
see-
the multiverse.
Did you see the people saying it was Agatha Harkness? Because the
doubt
I
it.
didn't, I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, yeah.
There was one rabbit hole that I went down where people were, people were talking about Mephisto, and they were like,
That's two.
look at they were like, look at the mansion. The mansion is frozen over, fucking hell frozen over. Like it makes sense.
I am wondering
Well,
why.
I saw
it's
like
frozen.
people pointing out the poster
Well,
that says
the
like
poster immediately, I was
has like
yeah.
devil horns on Peter, and people were like, "It's Mephisto."
Oh, three.
But
It's-
apparently, the story that this is based on is like One More Day or something, which Mephisto is the one that like Peter goes to bring. I think Aunt whatever the hell her name is back.
Aunt May.
Yeah, May. Yeah.
Aunt May. And so like people are like, if they're doing that story, then Mephisto.
It's totally not him.
It seems
He's
pre-
probably like
it
the
seems
first-
pretty wild
No
to
way.
bring both Mephisto and then fucking Sinister Six all in like one movie. That seems like a lot.
It's not him. They're not going to
Yeah.
introduce a major MCU villain in a Sony movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't introduced really anything that has had an impact on the MCU as at large yet.
The villains in the movie is actually Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Like that has like he's him and Tobey Maguire definitely in the movie.
Yeah.
But people are saying that him and maybe possibly Tobey Maguire are like in evil roles in this movie. They're not good.
That would
Which
be
I thought was
way too
actually
many
really
villains,
cool.
We have
though.
the Sinister Six plus
I don't
2
like
evil
that.
Spider-Man.
No, they
Or
gotta
the
come
Sister
out-
Six are like the good guys. I don't like where this is going.
It could go in
Hello,
so many
Peter.
directions.
I'm here to help you.
Well, I don't think with Doc Ock at the end that those are two different scenes. That is definitely not happening at the same time. They just cut it that way.
I
Watch
think
it
it's-
again.
It all looks like it's on the. It all looks like it's on the bridge.
It seems like it's
Like,
in a similar setting, yeah.
Green Goblin,
I don't
Green
think he's
Goblin,
talking
and
about the-
Doc
it
Ock
does,
looks
it
like
does look like a similar
the
story.
bridge.
So here's something that I noticed and that I read an article about too, is that Doc Ock's the little orbs on the thing are red, and that's like when he started to get taken over by the AI because they were gold when he was controlling it, but they turned red when he got all like angry and controlled by the shit. So it's definitely like a late stage Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. So a lot of the things, it almost seems like they're bringing them in right before they die or something like that. If they're getting pulled in from something, so then they're like ultimate butthurt Spider-Man villains, and they get brought in. And they just want to kill Spider-Man because Spider-Man was about to kill them or some shit.
I want to
don't know.
get Alfred Molina Boogie Nights level of crazy.
Dude, I was
In this.
just so goddamn happy seeing Alfred Molina again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's still one of the best comic book villains in all of movie history.
Yeah.
When we did our villain list, somebody on here had him, I believe. But man, 17 years later, like, it feels great seeing him.
Yeah. I watched some of the old Spider-Man 2 scenes with him as Doc Ock, and they're great. He's definitely not as cheesy as Willem Dafoe.
No, he did what Willem
no.
Dafoe did, and he did it a lot better.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
let's face it, they basically had the exact, like, very similar arcs.
Oh yeah.
Both those characters.
I love you, Peter. Let's do science together. I hate you, Peter. You're Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, basically every goddamn Spider-Man movie. You're my mentor, like, or I know you from some reason. We're connected, our past, and
Yeah.
I mean, I guess even the MCU ones are still like that.
Lizard, who's in this movie, if you watch for like, if you turn up the brightness all the way and you watch for,
And you can see him, and
You
you
can
kind of
see
hear a
him.
roar.
same
Yeah.
fucking thing. He's like, Peter, let's do science together. Oh no, I'm a fucking lizard. I'm gonna kill you now. It's
Didn't you say that someone said that it was confirmed that the sixth one is Rhino, like Paul Giamatti's Rhino?
so that's
Not in the trailer.
not in the trailer.
No,
but
not in the
that's what I've been
trailer, but people
reading.
were saying.
So
Yeah.
from what I
That is
saw in the
confirmed.
trailer, and everyone's speculating. So we got Green Goblin, Ock,
That's an absolute.
Yep.
And we
Lizard.
hear Willem Dafoe's laugh, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Lizard. You can.
Yep.
There's one scene where you can see Electro because you can see the lightning coming towards him, and obviously we saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Sandman,
Yep.
because of the big
Yep.
wall
Yep.
of sand.
But
Yeah, so
Thomas
we got-
Jane?
Yeah, you
So we
can
got
see
Thomas
Sandman.
Hayden Church
Thomas Hayden Church, yeah.
and Jamie Foxx back. We already knew Jamie Foxx was back. He's not gonna be blue in this one, and he
God.
looks and he has.
He doesn't
yellow
look like
lightning in
a-
this one.
Like a fucking stereotypical weirdo nerd.
Yeah. Yep. Like, he's gonna get to redeem his performance, which is exciting. He's the only one that gave that. Well, I mean, Paul Giamatti didn't give a good performance.
No,
But I'm
but he's
assuming he'll get-
capable of it.
Yeah,
He is
he's
capable of it.
Him and Jamie Foxx are both very capable of giving good performances,
Yeah.
and I expect both
Same.
of them to redeem themselves.
THC is gonna fucking nail it because he's just fucking Thomas Hayden Church. He's goddamn.
Yeah, I mean,
Legend.
he's got a daughter.
He's got a daughter.
interesting.
Well, maybe he has a son in this variant universe. I got a son.
Or maybe he
he's
doesn't have a
perfectly
motive at all.
healthy. I'm just evil.
Maybe he didn't
He's
kill
crazy.
Uncle Ben in this version.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or maybe he tells him, "Hey, man, I killed your uncle" in another version.
Hey, I'm like fucking super evil. I meant to kill him, and my son.
In a
is
really
super healthy.
ridiculous part 3 where you go super emo. I killed your uncle.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get Topher. Maybe he'll
that would
back.
be fucking hilarious if they brought Topher back.
Yeah, they'll eventually bring Venom into this, but
Yeah.
it'll be Tom Hardy's Venom.
Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah.
they're gonna do that, they have to make it so like Tom Hardy's Venom becomes a fucking bad guy. I don't
Yeah.
want to see like Venom and Spidey teaming up. But someone also brought up that if they wanted to do like if this was just like a preliminary Sinister Six, and after this, the real one forms, Carnage would be a fucking great addition to, because you like your Venom in the Sony universe is just like a good guy that eats people, I guess. But Carnage is a fucking bastard, so
Yeah, and I mean they can have a whole spunk, or
Spunk.
Spider-Man universe, Sony's universe of Spidey character. No, Sony Spider-Man universe is the new name. But yeah, I mean you could do a whole nother Sinister Six with is Morbius bad?
Scorpion,
But definitely Vulture, Scorpion,
Morbius.
Carnage, Morbius, and you can add. There'll definitely be more people soon enough.
And then if you got the whole multiverse thing and you're pulling people in, you could bring not Mephisto. Fuck, I said it. You could bring what's his face back.
Bring
Mysterio back, but I don't think they will, because I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal is going to do another Marvel movie.
Hope he does.
I would love him to.
Him and Tom Holland look like they're buddies, so maybe you can convince him to come back.
But if you think it's weird that they're going to do 3 from Raimi, 3 from the Garfield garbage universe.
Yes.
Where the fuck is Tom Holland's villains? It would make
He's not
sense,
dead,
more
yeah.
sense if it was 2, 2, and 2.
Well, I mean Mysterio, even if assuming he clearly playing a major role in this movie, he's it reminds me of like Two-Face, how he had such a presence, or Harvey Dent had such a presence in Dark Knight Rises, despite not being alive.
True.
That's
true.
like the closest thing we're getting to that. But yeah, it's weird that we're not getting Vulture. But based on the post-credit scene, he seemed like he forgave Peter, and he's going to be in Morbius.
But then
yeah, we don't know what's happening with Scorpion.
Yeah, like Scorpion.
Maybe he'll be in Morbius also. I don't know.
You bring in Nacho, and Nacho's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, Michael Mann was great.
Yeah, and like now he knows who Spider-Man is because of the whole leak.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, but he already knew he wanted to kill him.
Yeah. Strap on that Scorpion suit, my dude. Let's go.
Homecoming. And Shocker's still alive too.
The second Shocker?
Yeah, the second Shocker, and not the was that who or no, it wasn't Jai Courtney that played him. It was another similar white actor. But yeah, we got him alive as well, Bokeem Woodbine. So yeah, that's another person that could be in there.
Yeah, he was a little underwhelming. Just had tasers.
Yeah, I mean
they'd
have to give him more to do.
They have Electro, who's basically him,
That's
but
true.
better.
Basically the same shit.
But so I was reading someone going wild and speculating that like maybe Scorpion becomes Scorpion because he finds the Rhino suit and the Doc Ock arm or something like that, and then makes his thing. But I was like, people are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, we know, like, Colin's going to do more. Like, he's going to re-up his contract and do more of these Sony movies after.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be part of the MCU still. Because right now, all that's left is, after this, is one appearance in an MCU movie. That is TBD. And then
it feels like
Sony and MCU need to, or Sony and Marvel Studios need to redo their contract, and Tom Holland needs to redo his contract with Sony. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be done, but I'm sure that all parties involved, after this movie makes an insane amount of money, despite the pandemic, they'll get it done.
Yeah.
Because they've already re-upped their deal prior to Far From Home. Or not Far From Home, No Way Home. So I expect it to happen again.
Too many homes.
I know, the Home trilogy.
Let's keep Holmes out of the next one.
They should have just went with Home Wrecker. It was easier to remember that, like,
And
just one word, easy.
it makes more sense too.
Although then we'd probably be saying Homecoming.
That's true. Dude.
But yeah, what else?
I'm
What
not
else do we got
convinced
from this
Tom
trailer?
Holland's re-upping, but we'll see.
Spicy.
Really?
Or I think Tom Holland's gonna re-up,
hasn't
but
done
I don't.
much other.
So I think he's gonna sign back. He's gonna sign a deal, but I don't know that he's gonna be shared continue to be shared with the MCU. I think I could see Sony getting.
I don't know.
feeling a little.
I don't. Here's the thing. What if Tom Holland strongs arm and says, "I don't resign unless you were working with the MCU"?
Didn't he already do that?
He made it very clear that he wanted, but he couldn't do anything at that point in time. Now he has more. He holds some cards. So
Yeah, he could do that, but I could see Sony being like, "All right, like this movie did really well. We don't know that we really need Marvel / Disney anymore." But we'll see.
It's in everyone's best interest for them to continue working together.
Yeah, I mean,
so
we don't really need Spider-Man in the MCU anymore, though. I feel like his
It'd be disappointing though, him not being there.
Tony Stark's dead.
But we're still like when the X-Men come in, it'd be cool. Or when Deadpool, like I want Deadpool and Spider-Man together eventually. I don't know. He's so young. Like he seems like he should be playing the role like in the MCU forever.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I would
Like
definitely
another
like to see
decade.
it.
He should be like a Chris Evans type where he's in it for a decade at least.
Like a Sebastian Stan type where he literally
where
can't
he's-
get out of his contract.
Exactly.
forever.
He's just stuck.
He'll be doing greetings at the mall dressed like Spider-Man in 15 years.
One thing we didn't mention so far. Do you guys think that was Charlie Cox? Was that Matt Murdock in the interrogation?
Nah.
You don't think you don't think we're getting him in this?
I think we're getting him for sure, but I mean, if you watch it, the guy walks in with his arms crossed like this. He doesn't have a cane. It's probably not him. I think we probably will get him because that's what all the rumors say is that he's definitely in it. But I don't think that was
yes,
him.
I thought the same thing. I've watched that scene now a few times over, and he doesn't walk like a blind person. He walks like he can see. Like JP said, he doesn't have the walking stick or anything. And then he's also the guy that throws all the files on the desk. Where Charlie Cox, like Daredevil, Matt Murdock is a public defender, so like he wouldn't be throwing a bunch of files on the table like that.
And he's more relaxed and stuff in the TV show when he's a lawyer. He gives off that like I'm not a fiery type of guy thing. He's just like the quiet, smart dude.
Yeah,
I think he'll definitely be in it though. I mean,
I hope so. I mean, it's not 100% necessary. Like, it's not gonna make or break the movie, but I would love if confirmation that he's still going to be involved in the MCU because he was fantastic on the TV show.
yeah, like he's not gonna show up as Daredevil or anything like that. But
No, yeah, it would be strictly a Matt Murdock thing, and tease him for more stuff down the line.
yeah, here's the thing I don't get is that Marvel superheroes kill villains all the fucking time, and everyone knows who they are. And none of them get brought to justice. None of them get brought to court. None of them get brought to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
So why, Peter?
Why is this a thing?
Yeah,
It seems flimsy at best. I feel like they're gonna get to the point, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, you can go. Bye." And just
I think with this is because he's Mysterio played off as he's a good guy, and the world thinks he was a good guy.
I feel like that's got to be pretty easy to.
And he's basically framing Peter for everything, so like including the drones, because they're like, those are your drones.
It's true. Well, they weren't, but then they were.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't, but they're. I don't know. He seemed to have a lot of cards up his sleeve before he left.
It seems like a pretty easy case to win.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, for sure.
Well,
and
Matt
then-
Murdock can defend that.
Publicly.
That's true.
It's just you get assigned a lawyer.
Do we have any idea about the ladies of the previous movies? Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane, or Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy? Do we have any idea of if they're coming back, or are people not as confident as they are with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
I have to imagine Kirsten Dunst is coming back.
Yeah.
Emma Stone probably not. Although I know really nothing about those movies, so. Well, she's dead, right?
She's dead,
Yeah, I
so
think
it's
she
like every
died.
villain that died, and
Yeah,
Um,
they could bring her back.
they could bring back anyone like at this point.
Yeah, they could. I guess it would depend on what where exactly in the story those villains get pulled from, right?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you could eventually have CGI Spider Pig or Spider Ham or whatever, Peter Parker. You can have Nicolas Cage come back in live action. You can bring from anything.
I'm probably done watching Spider-Man movies if they do that in live action, but I mean that's cool. It's a little too out there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Fuck, I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Did
Bring
you guys
him into this universe?
Yeah.
Bring him.
No,
Can he be
I'm
the
sure he'll be in
Mysterio?
Strange.
be good with that?
I'm sure he'll be in Doctor Strange, but I mean,
Yeah, that's gotta happen.
I want like
Yeah.
Toby to come back and he's about to do something, and then Bruce Campbell just stops him from doing something.
Fucks him
That's very-
over.
Hell yeah! And he's like, "Oh, I've been Mysterio the whole time," and then disappears.
Who was he in the third one again?
I don't remember.
Um,
The
in
third
the
one's like a
second- or he was the
fever
waiter.
dream.
He was a waiter when he was trying to propose.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then in the second one, he was the usher who wouldn't let him into the show, Mary Jane's show. And in the first one, he was the ring announcer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the ring announcer.
fucking
Yeah.
bonesaw.
He's the one that like calls him Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, man. So that's an interesting point though. So they bring back Doc Ock, which means this is Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man Toby. So he's not married to what's her face, to Mary Jane.
Well, they also bring back Sandman. Or you're saying because
oh shit! What the fuck? So which Toby are we
I mean, they
gonna
could
get?
just grab. Yeah, they could just grab from all over the timeline if they wanted to.
yeah.
Maybe we'll get
So-
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, because
we'll get...
Sandman wasn't Sandman until after Doc Ock and
It's
Green
true.
Goblin was dead.
James Franco comes back.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they got Green Goblin too. So they're pulling from every goddamn movie.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Pete, old buddy, old pal.
Peter.
It's gonna be. So
And it could
good.
be like another multiverse where Green Goblin has a better suit and isn't as hammy.
Oh,
so-
they're 100% gonna
Or-
update the
yeah.
Power Ranger suit.
I mean, the pictures that we saw, like, I already get a better vibe from, like, the cape that he was wearing. Assuming that was like a real photo.
Oh, those were confirmed real. Yeah.
Yeah, they were confirmed real.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we saw
Is it-
pictures of Alfred Molina,
Jamie Foxx.
what was it Jamie Foxx and Defoe?
Yeah. So that was.
Is the Willem Dafoe? Is that still a suit, or are they actually making him like a goblin?
No, he's still just Willem Dafoe,
Okay.
which is a damn shame because that prosthetic mask they had for Green Goblin.
Willem Dafoe not going to be DH? Is he not going to be necessary to DH?
No, not even a little bit. He'll look even scarier. That's how he was supposed to play the part back in the day, but he was too young. I think it would be it sets up some cool things. So you could like set up a hobgoblin in this universe then, because you're gonna have all this pumpkin bomb tech that comes out of nowhere. So you can get like the hobgoblin who really
yeah.
looks like a goblin. Like I said, you can maybe that's the Doc Ock thing, or the Rhino thing is where Scorpion comes from. Like he gets his cues from that.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna elevate a Sony Spider-Man like villain harem. I don't know what else you would call it, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be neat.
And then who else do we know is returning just from the Spider-Man movies so far? The MCU. We got Happy Hogan in the trailer. John Favreau, Ned, Aunt May, MJ. I saw Flash in one
Blonde-haired
scene.
Yeah, I was gonna
Flash.
say
Yep,
is Flash.
Jared Flash. He's following them into the courtroom,
That's-
seemingly.
It's gonna be funny because he hates Peter Parker, but he loves Spider-Man.
So he has to reckon with that fact.
Yeah,
Maybe Matt Murdock.
yeah, maybe Matt Murdock.
And then, Betty Brant, I believe that's the one who's going out with Ned in the second one. The TV, I saw her on the TV when they're in the high school, so she's back.
Yeah, don't they break up at the end of that one?
Yeah,
Betty, that's her name.
yeah. But yeah, maybe eventually, Elizabeth Banks can come and play Black Cat like she was supposed to.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Since
she
they
was
had
in
her
those
in all
movies.
three of the Raimi, they had her in the entire Raimi trilogy, and she never got to do anything. Just like the Kirk Connors in Raimi's movies who never actually turned into Lizard.
And who they never even really tried to make it seem like he didn't have an arm. It always looks like he just had it in his jacket
In his jacket.
and just didn't wear the one sleeve. I hope they make Lizard look a little better. From what I got from the trailer, he still looks like a fucking Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Super Mario, yeah.
Hopefully they give him a snout.
How
or
did you
something.
see him in the trailer?
Doug, you got to be committed, and you got to play it at 0.25 speed and pause it and turn the
I
brightness
was
all
doing
the way up.
0.25.
It's that scene where it's very dark and he turns real fast and the Doctor Strange thing comes up.
Yeah.
It's either like Lizard or Venom with a boner, because there's definitely a tail. So maybe it's Venom and Ralph Boner. But it's there. You could probably find a picture of it on the old internet.
I'm sure you can.
Spider-Man No Way Home Lizard. Oh, that's Alfred Merlina. Alfred Merlina.
Did you guys see that there's a scene where he's at Feast?
Yes. Yeah, it was like the video game.
What is Feast?
Yeah, and he's got the Doctor
suit.
Strange black suit on. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is he in like another universe at this point?
In the Spider-Man game, Feast is like where MA was working there, right? And it was like a food
It's like a homeless shelter.
Oh, okay.
food homeless shelter type place. It was basically
Yeah.
like the main checkpoint that you kept going back to in the video game.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like he wears a black suit in the movie, and a lot of
That
toys...
looked like his what was it? What did they call him in Far From Home? Spider Monkey or
a
something.
Spider Monkey.
That's like that suit, right?
If you look at there's a bunch of leaked toys.
It's gold.
I saw the leaked toys with the Doctor Strange type stuff.
So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I think it's just like a full black suit. I think it's got a little bit of white on it.
I thought I saw gold
It may be gold.
in
Yeah,
it.
I think he has too many fucking suits in this thing.
He's got a lot of suits.
Way too many suits. We
I
never
hate
really got
that
the classic
Iron
one.
Spider suit.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, well, you probably won't be using that for too much in this, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, probably not. It just seems like it's just like they're trying to make toys. It's black and gold, some of it's black and red in some of the toys. How about just like the blue and red suit? Even the one that's the plain suit in this one is essentially black and red. It's such a dark blue.
And then one thing outside of anything like in the trailer, but how many people watched it is insanity. First 24 hours, it racked up 355.5 million views. Most all time to watch a trailer in the first 24 hours. Broke the record of Avengers Endgame, which had 289 million views in 4 hours.
Yeah.
So big difference.
That's crazy.
I mean, we do that in two weeks. So you know,
with tech increase, like advances, trailers are naturally always going up over time.
sure.
But that's a big increase. So it's going to be kind of like Avengers opening, Infinity War breaking the opening record in theaters, then Endgame breaking that record by like 100 million. So it's going to be interesting to see how much money this makes when it comes out in December. But I don't know about you guys in it, but anecdotally, I've seen on my social streams a ton of people like sharing the trailer and looking very excited for this film.
Yeah. I don't really go on social media, but people seem to like it. Our text group is blowing up between people that aren't like huge movie people, but you know, shout out to Dirk. Dirk's loving this trailer, I'm sure. It's quite a phenomenon, especially because I didn't think this movie. I guess I have to issue an apology because it turns out that this movie does look like it exists.
It actually looks like it was filmed.
Makes me look like a fool, but don't do this again, Sony. Don't
I want
do
the
this
Russian
bullshit
landlord
again.
to come back.
Hell
Yeah, I want Mr. Dikovich.
Yeah, Mr. Dinkovich.
Oh fuck! What if we get a Tobey Maguire that's married to Mr. Dikovich's daughter instead
That'd be good.
of Mary Jane?
I could get behind that.
He fixes the door, right?
They
You are
had-
good man. I am a
they
good
had-
woman.
Very hot chemistry. Yeah, Mr. Dikovich could be his father-in-law.
Totally. That would be
And
amazing.
still make sure that he pays rent.
Gotta pay the rent. I mean, just because he's married to his daughter doesn't mean he can't pay
Mhm.
rent. That's insane.
All right. Anything else about No Way Home, or we'll hold off on talking about this one until later in the year when we get another
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
This was considered a teaser trailer too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So we should get the final one around the time Eternals comes out, late October, early November. Assuming it comes out in December, we should get it around that time.
Do you think we get multi-Spidey tease?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
do.
in the next one.
Yeah.
Probably in the Stinger in the next one, like similar to how Doc Ock was in the Stinger of this one.
Yeah. What if we just get Hey Parker?
But I don't think we get a full look. I think maybe we get like a shot of like both of them like all three of them standing next to each other from like way like behind or something like that.
Emo
Like, we won't
Spidey.
actually see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Or they say something.
Yeah.
Parker.
Hey Parker. Joe Manganiello as Flash. Bring him on in.
I mean,
Got the
those are
leather
perfect
jacket on.
examples of variant. They are perfect examples of variants. They look, the two Flash Thompsons look nothing alike at all. Not the same ethnicity.
It might as well. One of them might as well be an alligator. You know, it's like
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, yeah. And then Mary Jane's don't look the same. Her name isn't even fucking Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's Michelle Jones.
Which makes no sense, which means she wouldn't be the same person, which means there's a Mary Jane out there.
This is true.
Mm,
It's just not the Mary Jane for Peter Parker.
maybe not.
All right, then. Let's move on to what we watched.
What did we watch?
All we got this week is Ted Lasso, episode 5.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, it's basically a rom-com. Not really like a realistic episode.
No.
It is very
No, I
much
mean-
like just a parody of like, or homage to romantic comedies. But goddamn great ending.
Yeah.
I mean, it really all comes down to the last 5 to 10 minutes of the episode with Roy Kent making his way to the stadium.
Yes.
But man, that was good stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad for
So
Nate
good.
though. Nate just finally found his shit. And now, like, obviously, there's gonna be some Nate drama going on.
Yeah, I was a little troubled by the fact that to get himself hyped up, he needed to spit in mirrors.
I thought it was hilarious. I did
was like,
not
that's a
see
little
that
disturbing.
coming.
That reminds me, like, maybe that's why Corey said he freaks him out, or he's bothered by him.
Yeah,
He does bother me. Very much so.
I always forget her name. The blonde woman was fucking hilarious in this. When she's with Keeley, just absolutely hilarious. Those two together are wonderful.
We're talking about Rebecca.
Rebecca, right? Yeah, I forget people's names.
Yeah.
What did they have good in this episode?
When they were talking about like trying to get Nate his
Oh yes, yeah, they were
Yeah.
doing the whole match, like
when she makes
kinda like
herself big.
hyping him up.
When she does that whole thing where she makes herself big, I was dying. I was laughing my ass off during that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good stuff. Roy leaving the TV show is fantastic. Every time he insults those
So-
other anchors is so goddamn funny.
It really is. It's been the Roy Kent season, really.
It has. If season 1 was the Ted Lasso season, this is the Roy Kent season.
I still don't know what's going on with that therapist. Now she doesn't seem like she wants to change Ted Lasso,
Yeah,
but I feel like Ted Lasso is one word away from just an absolute mental breakdown right now.
yeah. I mean, he had his mental breakdown last season.
Yeah, that
His
was
panic
so
attack.
weird too.
He had his panic attack last season.
Because it just sort of happened and then just didn't address it again.
Yeah. And do we think Rebecca and Ted are eventually getting together? Are they
100%,
Are they setting that up?
Yeah, they're 100%.
It seems like they
Are
are.
they? They're texting
They're
each other
messaging
on
each
the
other.
app?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that'll be
Um,
nice.
That'll be cool.
I liked how this episode just kind of like tied a lot of things together. Like I like how they threw down like the romantic comedy stuff in the beginning where they started talking about romantic comedies. They had like the Rainbow song come off on the phone and they talked about that a little bit. The Reba McEntire tickets thing finally paid off.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had brought up in a couple episodes. I liked how this episode kind of a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very
And
much.
it
like
was
a
just
mid-season
hilarious.
tying everything.
What's I'm bad with names again. What's the guy with the glasses? His name
Higgins.
Higgins had a really nice little heartfelt arc in this episode.
Yeah,
I
Higgins
really
just
like
good
that.
dude.
He's just a genuine. I mean, even last episode is just Higgins is just a genuinely good human being,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice to see.
And it was good to see the captain actually get something to do, like for once this season. Like,
Yeah.
they made him the captain of the team, but he really hasn't done anything.
He was such a minor character that when they made him the captain of the team, I said that makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah,
And it still kind of makes no sense to me because he's not really a good character, but
yeah,
you know, he's there and he should have a purpose.
exactly.
So it was funny when he was Santa in the last episode, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. All right.
Christmas episode.
Good old
Anything
Christmas
else?
episode.
Anything you're expecting for the second half of the season or hoping for?
It looks like drama, and I'm a little not into it, but I trust you, Ted.
Drama in Paradise.
I don't want no drama in my Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I'm not here for
well, let's hope
compelling
it's not-
storylines. I'm
not
here for
too
feeling
crazy. That's all I want out of the show.
That's all I want out of this
Couple,
show.
couple laughs and feeling good.
Yeah, I want to come out of this feeling like I could make my life so much better if I would just be like Ted Lasso. I don't want to be like Ted Lasso's an insane person who bottles up all his anger and eventually snaps and goes nuts.
Also, have you guys
How can I
noticed?
handle that?
Maybe it's because I'm watching the show right now, but there's at least 3 of the 5 episodes have had cheers so far.
Have they?
In the latest episode, when Roy's at his favorite shop to
The
eat,
kebab
had a
shop. It's his
it had
church.
a signed photo from Norm on one of the 3 photos. It was Norm, then Roy Kent, and somebody else. And Norm's Jason Sudeikis' uncle in real life. And in the second episode, he brings up Ted Danson having like an incredible run between Cheers, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and The Good Place. And then in the premiere, they had a scene where Ted walks into Rebecca's office, and then everyone does the whole like Ted, like Norm, and sets him up for a joke. So there's already been 3 of 5 at least that I've noticed.
Wow. I
Yeah.
had not noticed that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
also
pretty
not, like an avid
pretty
Cheers
interesting.
watcher.
Yeah, no, I'm on season 4 right now.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
I tried it once. It was good, just incredibly dated.
It's a good show to watch, like just like if you're doing something else. Like
Sure.
I watch it on the treadmill. I wouldn't want to necessarily be watching it just like with 100% of my focus strictly on like the show.
Yeah.
Because yes, it's very dated in some ways.
Yeah, it's got that typical 80s formulaic sitcom bullshit,
Exactly.
but still Ted Danson. He's a goddamn treasure.
A legend. All right. So yeah, that's it for Ted Lasso for now. We can move on to our feature presentation, which is our fall movie preview.
Ooh.
We'll run through movies we're looking forward to right now. If there's any that I didn't throw on this list, by all means, guys, bring it up. I think I probably covered everything that at least that we're all looking forward to, for one reason or another, or at least one of us are looking forward to. Probably me because I threw it on this list.
Probably.
But we won't include Shang-Chi since technically part of summer, since it's Labor Day weekend.
If you
so-
put it on this list, you would have forfeited your box office earnings for it.
That's true as well. So let's just start with the 3 movies from September that open after Labor Day. So we have James Wan's *Malignant*, so new horror movie that we talked about the trailer fairly recently. It's opening in theaters and on HBO Max September 10th. Looks creepy. Looks kind of like the typical ghostly possession-y type movie, but with like more of a like murder slasher type vibe to it. So it looks like it could be a fun one. Is this rated R, Corey? Do we know?
I think it is.
Cool.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah,
Right?
I think it is.
Yeah, but I imagine this will be one that I probably three of the. I don't think JP will be watching this one.
No.
I imagine the rest of us will, and we'll
It's
probably
R.
all watch it. It is R. Good.
Yeah.
I imagine the other three of us will all watch it on HBO Max. Probably not run out to the theater for this one.
I might go out and see this.
There's only
movie.
so many like
Maybe.
HBO Max movies that are like run out of the theater worthy. And we'll talk about it.
This
Them
might
on
be
here.
run out of the theater worthy for me.
Run out of theater scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Corey, see it in theaters and let us know if you run out scared.
Please do.
That would be perfect. Next up, we've got Cry Macho, the new Clint Eastwood movie where he may or may not have another threesome.
The new threesome porno where Clint Eastwood stars.
Yeah. Also on HBO Max and in theaters September 17th.
I saw the first little glimpse of this today. He looks awful.
He's old man. He's
His
91
face
years
is
old.
just stuck in that sneer.
Yeah,
I mean, he never looked like he never didn't look old. Like as far like since I first remembered like hearing who Clint Eastwood was in like the mid 90s, like he just always looked fucking old to me.
even in Dirty Harry, he looked like
Yeah, man, you
like
can go back to
old,
the 70s
like
and
weathered,
he did look like a
like
little
just-
bit weathered.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
like
it was
he's
just
made
like-
of leather.
It was like the actors back then. Like Gene
Yeah.
Hackman looked like old back then. Like they all kind of looked. Jack Nicholson looked old. They just looked older than like the actors that are of similar age group now. I mean, a lot of it probably has to do with the types
Smoking
of
90 packs a
Yeah.
day and
drinking like nonstop
horrible,
versus-
horrible fashion choices and haircuts.
Yeah, and now everyone
Diet.
like they focus on skincare and all these other things. Probably some plastic surgery in cases.
Some of these people
yeah.
probably went to war.
Yep,
I-
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why some of the actors back then just seemed so much more badass. Also, is because they had those experiences, like going to war.
There's
And
few actors
particularly-
nowadays I feel like could kill me. Or I mean, yes, they could all kill me, but I'm not like deathly afraid of them.
Adam
Like I would
Driver, he'll
be.
come and get you.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Adam Driver being like, this dude's gonna like sneak up on me in war paint and rip my head
Then-
off. But like
then you're
Clint
like-
Eastwood.
You get in a fight with him, and you're like, "How am I getting killed by Adam Driver?
Oh yeah, no, I
this is
mean
not the way I wanted to go."
pretty much any celebrity I feel like could probably murder me in a one-on-one fight, but I'm not like terrified of
Worried
them
about it.
doing
isn't
some
Adam
like,
Driver a Marine?
fucked up things, yes.
Yeah,
But he's like
Yeah.
he doesn't
Yeah.
look like a Marine.
no,
He
he's
looks like
very
a
deceiving.
nerd.
Yeah. But yeah, what'd you think of did you see the trailer or commercial?
I just saw a commercial for it. It looked like Clint Eastwood's gonna have threesomes in it.
That's all that matters, honestly.
It really does.
Maybe one day I'll have a foursome.
Oh, we always got to do it soon. Like,
Yeah.
you have to stop having foursomes after like 85, I think.
He's 91.
Well, he's 91,
so
so he
I-
can't, he
I-
can't,
Yeah.
can't have a
Just stop
foursome.
with threesomes.
Doctor
Okay.
says you can stick with threesomes after 90,
You
but
get
after
to
like,
100, then it's strictly one.
yeah, I think 95, and you got to cut it off with just one at a time because your heart just it can't do it. And then if you live past 100, then it's just you.
Fair enough.
Don't
All
touch
right.
another human being if you're over 100.
And then our last movie for September is Dear Evan Hansen, the adaptation of the Broadway play. I've just never seen the Broadway play, so I'm interested. I've heard pretty good things. So
I always assumed
I'm
it was about
interested in seeing it.
suicide. It's not.
it's somewhat but it like is somewhat
Yeah.
like his like I don't know, his friend or somebody who's not really friends with kills himself,
Oh.
and they mistakenly find a note that he wrote to himself about him killing himself, and
Oh, no.
I don't know. They think the other kid wrote it.
I'm
and
confused
it becomes a
already.
whole thing.
He has a
It's
broken
fucking
arm.
confusing, man. I've had to read like a plot synopsis to try to understand what it's about, which doesn't say great things.
No.
But I don't know. It's got a good cast assembled, so maybe it'll be decent. Moving on to October, we've got first up The Many Saints of Newark on October 1st.
Yeah.
And again, HBO Max and in theaters. Sopranos prequel. If it's a success, maybe we'll get more prequels. Possibly, who knows? But I think this one will be a pretty big hit because there's a lot of people that still love The Sopranos and a lot of people that watched it over the pandemic. It's like seems to us have found a whole new audience. So
Yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing this one.
Similar to James Wan, it will be you three watching it and not me.
I don't even think Doug will watch this one.
Oh, I thought Doug's a
I
Sopranos
haven't finished
guy.
The Sopranos yet.
Oh, wow.
He's watched some of it. I remember
I've
watching
seen,
some of like the
first
last
couple of
season
seasons.
with Doug back in the day.
Huh.
I
Oh yeah, and then I watched the last season. I heard
Interesting way
they
of watching
showed like little. Yeah, I heard they showed a little bit of like a trailer at CinemaCon or some footage.
Yeah, they were showing.
Did you hear
some
about
stuff
that?
there. Yeah.
I heard
yeah, I'm really interested
Christopher
in
was
seeing
narrating.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Michael Imperioli. That's cool. I'm interested to see how many of the actors are just doing like impersonations of like the actors from The Sopranos versus like giving their own sort of performance.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see that.
How do we get a press pass to these things where they show cool trailers and stuff? And let's get Live Breathe Film there. Someone reach out to us. So we want to see like Ghostbusters Afterlife for free ahead of time.
Yeah, that'd be very nice.
CinemaCon is what, out west? Is that where it is?
Vegas.
CinemaCon's in Vegas, yeah.
We
Big
will take
convention
an
out there.
expenses paid trip to Vegas as well. I mean, even if you want to just do that.
We could try to purchase a movie theater. Wouldn't that get us in?
There's one for rent down the street from my house. I mean, if you guys want to go in on that, I won't be there.
Seems like a great business model right now.
It does.
The one in Preakness is still closed too. We could buy that.
We
And
could buy both.
And
both of them.
if I was in charge of stocking movies, I would stock it with blockbusters like Reminiscence and the Last Protege. And we would be broke within a week. Whoever wins the box office pool, which is Murph, gets to pick all the movies because clearly he knows what he's talking about.
That's funny.
I'll handle selling popcorn or something.
Hey, that's an important. I mean, you make more money on the concessions than the movie tickets themselves. So
It's true, unless you're fucking.
you just got to get people to go to see the movies.
Unless you're Cinemark, which shuts down all the good stuff like the Pizza Hut during the week.
Stuff
I wanted to give you
hear that,
$25
Cinemark?
for a
Yeah,
Pizza
fix
Hut.
your Pizza Hut policy.
Seriously, I was gonna give him $25 for a Pizza Hut pizza just to eat it during the movie, and they're like, no, we don't do Pizza Hut on the weekdays. Also, we don't have any bottled soda and no refills on popcorn or drinks.
Yeah, try enforcing that, Cinemark. I've gotten to the point where I leave an AMC and before I walk out, I just and just walk out. Like,
Yeah.
you tried to stop me.
I think I could
Always
have gotten
do that.
away with the drink, but the popcorn, they're like,
They
Yeah,
hoard.
popcorn, you have to go to them.
yeah, you have to ask.
Can I please have some more?
You can't just walk behind the counter and pour it yourself.
Please, can I have some more popcorn? I spent $20 on this tiny bag. No, you must buy another popcorn for $20 and nachos.
All right. Speaking of CinemaCon, MGM was there. They talked about No Time to Die, which is the next movie in October. They say it is coming out. It's coming out in theaters only this October. So we only got 6 weeks. This is the closest we've been to this movie since before Rona, when it was going to open in April
don't believe
2020.
it. I don't believe it. I'll believe it
Such
when
a
I
bad
see it.
idea.
Watch, like 4 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, they're just like, we're pushing it.
I mean, it's definitely possible. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm with Doug. I think it's a terrible, terrible idea. But
I don't. I'm gonna go see it.
They're not.
I mean, I'm gonna go see
Yeah,
it.
I'll
but
be seeing it too.
I'll be seeing it, but I still think it's a terrible
This
idea.
is the
for them
first
financially.
one of the fall where all four of us will definitely be seeing it. But yeah, No Time to Die. Daniel Craig's swan song. We've talked about it. I fucked on over our 51 episodes, so we'll move on. October 15th, we got a few different flicks of very different varieties. We've got Halloween Kills, the latest Michael Myers slasher.